My name is John Schultz. I work for a large aerospace company. I started out as a machinist on the machines, and then I graduated up into engineering.
Perfect. And the company that you're at, you guys use the NCSS as tool assembly control. Can you walk us through kind of like your day-to-day use and operations of tool assembly control?
Yeah. So basically what it is it tracks the tools in a database, and at the machine, it's a final check for the machine. It loads the offsets on its own. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And before you guys put in tool assembly control, how often were you dealing with tool misloads or offset entry errors?
All the time. And, and it's actually a big time savings from putting the offsets in, manually by hand.
And how has your manufacturing floor changed since you implemented tool assembly control?
The guys are sure a lot happier, that's for sure.
Perfect. And
I've got a question for you, John. What would be the frequency in which a person would misload an offset or misload a wrong tool?
I'd say once a week. I mean, it would happen more than you'd think.
And what was the outcome of a wrong tool load or missed offset?
Most of the time, the tool setter would catch that, but we've had times where it hasn't, and it's been a catastrophe, really.
Yeah, did that result in a scrap part or machine? And
yep.
And what kind of interruption does that have to the shop floor when something like that happens?
It's not good. I mean, management is really not happy with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if you crash a machine, John, how long does it normally take to basically do the quality checks, both of the part, the fixture, and then the machine to get that back into production?
It usually takes, I'd say on average, 3 days, just to make sure. I mean, if there's damage, obviously that has to be repaired, and that's going to take longer. But
yeah, have you noticed that the tool assembly control system has helped you guys maximize your tool life?
We haven't gotten that far with it because we just started up with it. But yeah, it's definitely going to help with our tool life management.
Yeah, because a lot of times we see with other manufacturing facilities, sometimes the machinists are responsible for checking the tool life once they're done running it, and they may send that back to the tool crib, or they may just toss that in the garbage can. And is that something that you guys saw on your floor?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have the most unqualified people looking at these tools for tool life, and they just can't, determine whether or not the tool's going to last another part. Or
again, you do a lot of data entry into the TDM. Can you kind of walk us through what that looks like and how that TDM integrates with the tool assembly control system?
Basically, I model up the tools. I bring in the models from manufacturers, or I have to model them myself. I put the pieces together, and when the assembly is complete, it should go into the tax system the way it's built in TDM with all the dimensions.
What would you say to another shop owner who's still manually loading offsets and tracking tool life on paper?
Yeah, I would say that's a very primitive way of doing it now. You're not going to be very efficient, especially with the market and the cost of carbide the way it is right now. You're going to want to utilize a system like that.
Yeah, carbide is absolutely going through the roof right now. That's a great answer. Thank you. In what ways has the system helped you maximize the efficiency of your tool life?
It tells us, how long the tool is run in minutes and by part, and we can tell by the tool life by inspecting it just how much more we can get out of it, how much more we could push it.
Is part of your job adjusting that tool life on those tools as well? And if so, how easy have you found that to be?
That's not part of my job, so I don't get involved with that.
Okay. And also, your facility runs NC Transform as well, correct?
Yes, it does.
And how do you guys use NC Transform at your facility?
We use it to eliminate errors in our setups. It really speeds up the setup time. It makes a better quality part. There's parts that we've had made from other suppliers that we're absolutely just not able to make the part because they couldn't compete with the NCT system.
What kind of CAD CAM system do you guys use?
NX.
NX, yeah. And then what kind of machines do you guys have at the facility?
We have mostly Mitsui Sikis with FANUC 31i controllers on them.
Yeah. Perfect. And then what is the difference between a machine with NCT and a machine without NCT? Would you say that the capabilities are greater and gives you a little bit more latitude to automatically adjust those programs and like using it?
We don't have any more machines that don't have NCT. But I was there in the beginning when we launched NCT, and honestly, from then it was pretty crude till it is now. I mean, right now it's pretty up to date, but in the beginning, yeah, but it worked in the beginning. It made good parts, and that's why they started off on 3 machines, and now we run them on 15 machines.
Yeah, and that's what I was just going to ask you is how many did you start with and how many are you guys running on it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. Can you tell us a story about a process that was improved before using NCT? And what does that process look like now?
There was a process that we had that we struggled for angularity on a boss. And it would go to CMM, and sometimes it would pass, and sometimes it would fail. And if it failed, it was a customer submittal. And since we implemented NCT, that problem has gone away completely.
Could you walk us? What's that version? John's crushing.
Yeah, no, John's doing great. Yeah. Can you walk us through what your cutting process looked like before NC Transform? Were you going through multiple measure cut cycles to get a part into dimension? And how much time was that adding to each job?
It did add quite a bit of time to the job, but the more important thing about that was we had operators rerunning cutters, and that just opens an opportunity for error. And so with the NCT, we get the dimensions coming right into tolerance the first time, and then we don't have to rerun tools.
Yeah. What are you guys using the most out of NCT? I mean, are you guys using an auto alignment, using it for local datums, global datums, toolpath morphing?
We do it for our datums, our setup datums, and our angulars, and the cloud. We do use the cloud on some things. Basically, it's getting our true position's hard to get, especially on great big round parts. So, and it's getting them in tolerance. We don't have to have as many customer submittals.
You guys are using splines as well too, right? You're putting a big chamfer on something or lining up a bunch of holes to a true position. Has NC Transform helped you guys with that?
Oh yeah, yep, absolutely.
Nowadays, in a market where it's very hard to hire qualified people, there's a lot of green people. There's quite frankly, there's a generation that doesn't think that manufacturing is as sexy as it used to be. How easy is it to implement NCT, and how easy is it to train your operators on using it?
It's really easy to train them how to use it. I mean, it's just a matter of a click of the mouse on the computer, really. But you don't have to teach them the setup, the in and outs of the setups anymore. The NCT and the probing is going to do all that. So it's fairly easy. It really is. We have some people that are pretty unqualified that are able to run, expensive parts.
Perfect. Can you tell us a little bit about the user interface on NC Transform for the operator?
Like I said, it's really simple. It's just the click of a mouse. You just click on it, downloads the program for you. It sets your probing up, and basically all you have to do is push cycle start on the machine.
If you were, hang on, let me start that question again. I'm sorry. If you were talking to another manufacturer who was dealing with some of the same challenges you guys were dealing with, someone that's possibly on the fence about buying NC Transform, what would you tell them?
I would tell them try it. I mean, I get a feeling once they try it, they're going to be hooked, but at least give it a go.
Yeah, I think that was, with your facility, I think that's kind of how it started, is we put a few licenses in and said, give it a go, and it spread throughout your facility like a wildfire.
Yes, it did.
Can you tell us a story about a specific product or part that was improved by implementing NC Transform?
All of them. I mean, they've all improved. We get a variety of different things that we write parts up for, and NCT has eliminated 90+% of that.